Hi, everybody, and welcome to this year's 24 Days to Christmas Countdown 2022. We're very excited to get these bags out to you again this year. They were such a hit last year. So, what we have in our bags is you're going to have 24 individually labeled crafts, recipes, or stories, and these are for each day before Christmas, starting December 1st. So you're going to get a calendar that's going to have all the numbers that's going to take you all the way down to Christmas. And that's what we're going to work towards. And so you will see some QR codes in there that are going to link you to these crafts and the instructions. You're also going to see some QR codes that are going to link you to some special guests that we have that are going to be reading you a special Christmas story. So keep an eye on all that information. We've got a jam-packed bag full of great Christmas crafting and ideas. And we're going to get started here in just a moment. Just want to let everybody know that everything that we've got going into these bags here have been sponsored by the Rotary Club of Morinville. So we are super, super grateful to them for sponsoring these 24 Days of Christmas bags again this year. So thank you to the Rotary Club. My name is Shelley, and I'm going to be kicking you through these crafts for the next few days. So we are going to get started with our first bag, and our craft today is going to be a puzzle wreath. So this is a great one to upcycle puzzle pieces. If you've got some paints hanging around and stuff, you can use different colors but I'll show you what we have in our first bag of supplies. So I'm going to turn you down to the counter here So we have some green paint that we're going to work with today. We have a little pot of some glitter glue, which is going to give a nice sparkle to our ornament. We've got some jute string to hang it. We've got a whole bunch of puzzle pieces here that we are going to create our ornament with. We have a little green donut here that we're going to add our puzzle pieces to. You should have a bow in your kit. There's going to be some beads that are in there. There's also going to be a paintbrush, of course, and then there's going to be a clothes peg. Now, we're not necessarily using the clothes peg for this particular craft, but what we're going to do after we've created this one is we're going to reuse our paintbrush, possibly our glitter, and we're going to use this for some other crafts. But we want to keep them all collected into kind of a supplies bag, if you will. So we're going to use some of these items a few times through our different crafts. So let's get started with our puzzle pieces. Some extra supplies you're going to need is a pair of scissors. You're going to need a glue stick if you have one. You can use some white glue as well. I just found that this dried a little bit quicker and was really, really sticky. So as long as you've got a good sticky glue stick, that will work super well. And a cup with some water. And I try and keep a wet paper towel close by because I know I'm going to get some paint on myself. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do for our puzzle ornament is we are going to cut out this little donut, this little green donut. So I started cutting some of it already. I'm just going to finish that off. So there's my scraps. And then we do want to cut out the center here. So I did make a little X in there to make it a little easier to get in there with the scissors. Now, if you're really little and you need some help, make sure to ask for some help and that from an older helper. And we can get that done lickety split. There we go. So we got that guy there cut out. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some good glue onto this little green donut. It's almost like maybe this is a Grinch donut, hey? Because his colors are always green. So we have that on there. So what we're going to do is there should be 16 pieces of puzzles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Awesome. So we get to practice some of our counting here. So what we're going to do is we are going to stick 8 of the puzzle pieces on first. And don't worry if some of the green shows through, because you know what we're going to do? We're going to cover that with our next puzzle piece, with our next 8 puzzle pieces. So that's 3, 4, 5. You might need to put some more glue on because it seems to be drying pretty quick. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7. Well, maybe this donut's a little bit smaller. I got 7 on the bottom. So let's see what we can do for the next row here. So this time I'm going to take the glue and put it right onto the puzzle pieces. So give it a really good glue. Want it to get really sticky, and you see where the green spots are there. The green that's still showing through. We're going to cover that with our next puzzle pieces. So that's number 1. This will be number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Get it really sticky. Number 4. Number 5. Get it in just the right place. And it's okay if you still see some of the green paper coming through, because we are going to be painting all of this. My next one. There we go. They're moving around a little bit. There we go. So maybe these pieces were just a little bit bigger than what I used before. And so I used 7 on the bottom this time and 7 on the top. And that. So we've got a couple of extras. So that's okay. That's great. So, and don't worry about your pieces. Like I said, it's okay if you see some of the green underneath. And it's also okay that, you know, the pieces go on however they go on for you, because this is your ornament and you're going to make it unique. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to grab the green paint. There you go. And there's a fair bit of it in here. And if you find that your paint has gotten a little bit dry, you can add a little bit of water and that, but it should be pretty good the way it is here. So I'm going to dip my paintbrush in there, and I am just going to start going over my pieces. And I'm going to see if I can also get my brush down to where the donut was, to change that green to the same green that I have here on the puzzle pieces. And this might take a couple of coats, so we'll have to do some drying in between. There we go, fill in those holes and get all the puzzle pieces covered. And just keep going until you have all of that painted on. So again, we'll do a second coat with this here and that, and just do your best. That's all that we need. There we go. Get those middle ones where we can see the green from the paper. Get all of that covered. I'm going to finish this and then I'm going to give it a quick dry with the blow dryer because I need to get it dried really quick. You can let it sit for about 10 minutes or so and then go back and add another coat to it, or if you happen to have a hair dryer, you can speed up the drying time with that as well. So I will be right back. Hi guys, so I'm back and I have my wreath all dried. So you want to get that completely dried. Then we're done with our paintbrush. So I'm going to put mine into some water right now to get it clean because we're going to put it back into our kit to use for another craft. Get the lid secured onto your paint there because we're not going to need the paint anymore. And maybe give it a little move around in case it's gotten stuck to your paper that you're using. So the next thing we're going to grab is the glitter glue and you might need a helper to open that up. And we've got a fair bit of some glitter glue. This is safe for little fingers so what we're going to do is we are going to just stick our fingers into it and get little bits of it. And we are just going to spread some glitter onto our pieces. That's going to make it sparkle. Lots of sparkles on there. Now, just a hint, if we can leave a little bit in our jar, here we are also going to use this for another craft. So maybe we can use half of it here and half of it on the other craft that we're going to do with it. And it's a surprise. We'll see it later on. See how that makes that sparkle? Looks Christmassy, doesn't it? That looks really good. So we are going to close that up and we are going to save what we've got left in there for another project. We're saving that for another project. I'm going to wipe my fingers. This is why I usually have a wet paper towel close by. So again, we're going to give a couple of minutes for that to dry. And because I'm short on time, I'm going to use a low temp glue gun but for those at home, if you don't have one and you don't have a helper to help you with one, go ahead and use your glue stick. The glue stick worked really well for me when I used it. So we have some little beads here. Everybody has some different colors. And for the really little ones that are doing these crafts, you might want to leave these out just in case. We don't want anybody to end up swallowing these so you can skip this part. But we are going to, for everybody else, we are just going to separate those little beads, have those there. And I think the next step that we're going to do is we're going to put our rope on because we want to see how this is going to hang. So sometimes you have to just put it in just the right spot to make it hang really well. So I think I'm going to make that the top of my ornament. So we'll get those, oops, there we go. We will get this rope on here. We're going to tie a knot at the top. And that's going to become our hanger. You see that there? That's going to be our hanger. So let's put this back down. And then maybe what you can do is put a little bit of glue on the front and the back, just to make that stay in just that spot. And again, I did this before all with my glue stick. and everything worked out really well. So put that there for a little bit. Then I'm going to add a bit more glue here to add my bow, because that's also going to help that guy stick. Now you can put your bow on the top, you can put your bow on the bottom, you can put your bow wherever you want. So you can go ahead with that. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue for my first bead. You've got 5 beads, so you're going to need 5 little spots for it to go on. So that's 1, 2, 1 more. I'm going to put it right there. Number 5. There he is. There you go. So depending on the glue that you use, you're going to need to give it a little bit of time to dry. But once you have done that, get rid of all the little strings of glue. Oops, we lost one. Let's put them back on. That's why we got to let it dry a little bit better. Oops. There we go. We got them on there. All right. So great job, everybody. We finished up our wreath, and that is day number 1 on your calendar. Day number 2, if you take a look into your bag, there's going to be a story link that's in your bag. So take a look for that. And then day 3, you're going to be working on some Grinch cookies. So super exciting. I hope you enjoyed your craft. I would love to see how you put yours together, how you decorated it, if you added anything extra to it. So you can send us your pictures or your comments to info@mornvillelibrary.ca and let us know how yours turned out. Have a great night. Bye.